Hello. My name is Chris, and I am a filmmaker based in New York. And I'm here today to talk to you about how I made a word game using astronomy software. So, synonymy is the study of synonyms, and it's what I've titled my game, my first game. The objective is really straightforward. The premise is pretty straightforward as well. You're given two randomly generated words, a start word and an end word, and your objective is to find a path between the two. So let's try a quick game. Our our goal word is dummy, and here we can see the definitions for it. These can represent different strategies for how to arrive at the goal. And our start word is transfuse. And we see transfuse has many pages of synonyms. And if we select one, that replaces transfuse as the current word, and we now have the synonyms for conduct. So perhaps the easiest way for this example is to use dummy in the sense of being, fake or phony. So perhaps we could go with act in the upper right-hand corner, and maybe that would get into farce or something like that. But because we're on the easiest difficulty setting, I don't think there's any tremendous danger in meandering a little bit. So let's try demeanor. Okay. You'll notice that sound dynamically changes along with the blur of the background, depending on how close and how far you are away. Let's try attitude. Okay, stance, orientation. We're getting closer to dummy in the sense of, a figure that can be contorted. Poise, okay. Posture, pose. And hopefully something here will perhaps there was danger in meandering. Model, that should do it. And we have dummy in the upper right-hand corner. And we have completed the game. And here's our word string. Thanks. And we're given a score. And this information is uploaded to a server and then automatically tweeted from our Twitter account. And I think you guys must be using the internet because it seems to be going pretty slow. Pretty slow. Really slow. There we go, finally. So, if we go to our leaderboard here, make sure you are connected to the internet. Thanks, GDC. Well, you'll see the latest scores, and you'll also notice a 5-digit alphanumeric passcode. And each of these passcodes represents about one of the 60 million or so possible permutations of start and end words. And if you and a friend use the same passcode, you'll have the same start and end word. That's kind of how multiplayer works in the game. So the reason that I find this so fascinating and why I invested so much of my time into this project was I found it kind of liberating and romantic in a sense that you could get from pretty much any one word to any other one word through a path like this. And a lot of puzzles or problems or paths that might seem insuperable in real life. Getting from fatigued to energized, that's so horrible and trite, but seeing how you would approach these problems and try to solve them lexically, I thought could be really interesting and reveal a lot. But before I could really do that, I needed to test my hypothesis. I needed to visualize how these relationships existed. And I really didn't know what to expect. It could have very easily been many different islands with very little connectivity, making the game's premise impossible. Luckily, it looks a little something like this, and I really hope the internet problem will not. GDC 2015. Well, okay, slowly loading. Well, for when it loads, this is a massive 2D rendering of a 3D model of the 10,000 or so most common words in the English language, and with arcs, directional arcs, drawn between, here we go, finally. Directional arcs drawn between each word. So if I zoom in here, and again, this is a 2D rendering, so if you see words that seem to not be related, they might just be on different sides of the z-axis. They might be wrong. But yeah, so this was essential in kind of proving the concept of the game. I'm sorry, it's still a little blurry. I think the internet is still a bit slow. But this was necessary and pivotal for the aspect of the game where it changes dynamically depending on the audio and visual cues. In order for that to happen, the game needed to know about how far you were away from your goal word, how many jumps. And that turns out to be extremely, extremely problematic. All of the algorithms that we were able to find and the ones that we were able to write were painfully slow and just didn't give us the responsiveness that we knew was necessary for the game. So we turned to planetary physics. If you can imagine all of these words as planets of equal mass, and all of their synonym relationships as a gravitational force going from one planet to another, or one word to another, this is what you get, this little solar system. And when you transpose this on a Cartesian plane, and you can get x, y, z coordinates for each point. And the relative distance between any one word and any other one word is simply a vector between those 2 points. Simple division, easy for a phone or a tablet to do. And it's not perfect. It proportionally works about 85% of the time. But as we improve on this model, we expect that those results to improve as well. Just today, we released weekly challenges for the game where people globally can compete on the same start and end word. And I hope to soon implement new languages. I think it would be wonderful for you to play the game and, say German, but I also imagine the ability to switch between languages mid-game. So you might very well start with a word in Japanese and have to end in a word in Latin. This has just been a wonderful experience making this game and being here, and I really can't thank you enough, and all my other presenters. This is really cool. Thank you so much.